Today, we're going to be reviewing two coffees from Blue Bottle Coffee.
The Bella Donovan and the Giant Steps.
Welcome back to Whole Brain Coffee.
Huge shout out to Mario Perdomo for recommending both of these bags.
The price is actually pretty steep for this coffee. So for these 6-ounce bags, $13 each. And then for the larger 12-ounce bag, it'll run you about $21 for Blue Bottle Coffee.
This coffee is certainly not cheap. It's not crazy expensive, but it's definitely not your average value coffee.
Right.
But there might be a good reason for that.
And I think part of that reason too is that they have quality taste testers consistently critiquing their coffee. They are certified organic. They also roast within 48 hours of shipping the coffee.
I received this coffee very quickly. The whole process was exactly as stated. They take the coffee seriously, for sure.
I think we need to be the judges of that via taste test. So what do you say we get brewing?
I say we get brewing.
All right, so we are back up and brewed and ready to go. We have brewed both the Bella Donovan and the Giant Steps.
Well, let's just get started. Let's jump right into the Giant Steps. It is their darkest blend.
Yes.
Let's see how it goes.
Apparently this blend is also inspired by jazz and John Coltrane. So if you like John Coltrane, this might be your cup of coffee.
Which we were jamming out to the entire time we were brewing.
Oh yeah.
We actually were.
We legitimately were. So one of the qualities too is that this is a very viscous blend. I can taste the viscosity.
That is straight up delicious, dude.
That is a, wow.
That is straight up delicious.
So apparently this blend is a mixture of Ugandan and Sumatran coffees, which is an interesting blend in my opinion. So we're looking for cocoa, toasted marshmallow, and graham cracker. These are all notes that I do taste. The way I brewed it, it's very cocoa forward, but you get nice marshmallow, graham cracker, like the almost like cinnamon-esque sort of quality that graham cracker has on the back palate. This is a really pleasant cup of coffee.
If you've watched our previous videos, you know I'm not a fan of dark roasted coffee. But this one is really good, man. What I also really like about this company is they include these little insert cards with your package that describe the digressions of this coffee.
And Sergey, what might those be?
They mentioned that if this coffee were any heavier, you could pour it on pancakes. Which I kind of don't agree with. It doesn't seem that heavy.
It's not quite so syrupy.
It doesn't, yeah, it's not, it's just a nice dark roast.
Yeah, I've had coffees where it does taste very thick, very viscous. You actually almost could pour
like motor oil,
coffee
on,
like
you could
molasses.
Run it through a truck.
Yeah, it's like molasses, red wine, like just a thick, viscous, rich coffee. This is still a great coffee though.
As some viewers mentioned, a 7 is the average, but I disagree. 7 is not average.
7 is not average, between 1 and 10.
It's 2 points above average. I would give it a 7.
I was just about to say the exact same thing. A really strong, solid 7. And the reason being is because the flavors are good. I will say though, there isn't enough in terms of the flavor to, what would you say? It's not a very diverse flavor, but it's a very delicious flavor. And so if it had a few more nuances, complexities, some more clarity to some of the notes, I would say that it could be ranked higher. But as it stands, I think a 7 is not only good, but also very appropriate.
Yeah, it's very good. It tastes a little bit like pecan, and like walnut. It's kind of light though, all things considered for a dark roast, unless I'm,
No, I think
I'm wrong about that, but
no, I think
it's kind of light for a dark roast, which I like.
I think a lot of coffee companies over roast their dark roast as well. So generally, you get the associations of ash, wood smoke, maybe some like 100% cocoa chocolate. Like they over roast it sometimes, and it's not very good. This is a really good blend. You have that little chocolatey bitterness on the front palate, transitioning to some nice marshmallows, some pecans, some graham cracker.
Now that you mention it, the reason I don't like dark roasts generally is because they taste burnt and ashy. This does not, which is why I like it. So you're absolutely right. That was a very good point.
Thank you.
Very good point.
That's 1 for 2. So
you know what? I'm gonna upgrade. Dude, this is good. I'm gonna upgrade my rating. 7.7.
7.7.
7.7. That's high. That's good.
All right. So here we have the Bella Donovan. It's their most popular blend. It is an Ethiopian, Sumatran, and I believe it's Peruvian. Yeah, Peruvian blend. It's also fairly dark, not quite as dark as the Giant Steps. So this might be more of your thing.
Well, it smells a little bit more fruity. It smells kind of like candy almost, like a raspberry tart.
Okay, this is interesting. What are the tasting notes for this? I'm curious. Raspberry, yep, chocolate and molasses. So overall,
that's exactly what it tastes like.
Almost like a raspberry chocolate mousse in a coffee, which is interesting of all things. I would say I prefer this one actually to the Giant Steps.
Yeah, I can see why it's their most popular one. But what they state about this. See if you agree with this digression here.
Ooh, okay, let's hear it.
This coffee is a bit like like pulling on a well-worn wool sweater. You feel like you're being wrapped up in a cozy wool sweater.
You know,
while sipping this.
I think perceptually, I do. Actually, I imagine myself in more of a vintage context, a nice sofa by the fire, just relaxing with a nice night, a nice quiet night with my cup of coffee.
I feel like this Bella Donovan is like a mother's love.
Yeah.
And the Giant Steps is more like a father's slap. That's how I would describe these two. Both are necessary. Both have their place. And, you know, what? Was that a bad analogy? Come on, man. That was a good analogy.
I don't know about that.
What would you rate this Bella Donovan?
For the Bella Donovan, I would have to go ahead and actually give this a 7.75 to an 8. I really enjoy the flavor. It's like a nice, rich dessert after a nice meal. Like, you know, just get a nice raspberry chocolate mousse. You just take the spoon, you split it open, the raspberry pours out. It's a very pleasant coffee. I think I have to settle on, an 8 for this one, actually. I really enjoy the flavors.
I enjoyed it very much as well.
Yeah. A little more complex than this one, so.
It's a lot more complex. Yeah, it's a lot more complex. I enjoyed it quite a bit more, honestly. I would give it, not to say I didn't enjoy the Giant Steps.
Sure.
I would give it something like a 8.4.
Wow.
It was very good.
That is high.
That's a very high rating for us, yeah.
That's extraordinarily high rating.
We are extremely critical. That's why nobody wants to sponsor us, because we always just trash everything we taste.
I know. Maybe they're too afraid to. I don't know. Maybe they're just too afraid to.
Yeah,
think,
nobody wants to
They don't think their
sponsor
product's actually that good.
Yeah. Somebody wants to sponsor us, you know, let us know. Just want to say thank you to Mario Perdomo.
Yes, Mario. Thank you.
I've never tried this company before. I've never even heard of this company before, but you have shown us
the way
of the blue bottle.
And if anybody else has any recommendations, please post them in the comments. We do look at those. We will pay attention.
Oh, for sure.
And we got some stuff actually that people have requested coming down the pipeline soon.
Listen, some things you guys request are just how would you ever would have known about this coffee?
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Have you tried Blue Bottle Coffee? Are you interested? Leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe if you like more content like this. We will keep producing more content like this. We have a lot going on down the pipeline. And as we always strongly encourage, I cannot exhort you enough. I cannot say it to such an extent as where I'm satisfied with you hearing it to the point where I think it has sunken in appropriately, but keep using your whole brain.